Hi, I'm Ryan. I'm a woodworker running a small business out of my small one-car garage here. Today I'm going to focus on some shop improvements, some shop optimizations, if you will. I'm working on a record cabinet that I'm kind of in the finishing, staining process right now, so can't make a lot of dust in here for the next couple days as the finish sets up. So I figured, hey, it's a great time to further optimize my dust collection, move some stuff around. I got some pretty cool stuff coming down the pipe here. I got some big CNC projects, so I ordered an upgrade to my CNC Labs alt mill. I've currently got it hung on the wall. It works great, but I need to do some tiling. I ordered the 48-inch extension. I got the Vortex rotary access, and I ordered their spindle and dust shoe kit. So yeah, anyways, that's all coming in the future, but I need to make space for it. So my plan is to kind of reconfigure my dust collector, move it into the corner here, pull my CNC down. But yeah, you know, joys of a small shop. Got lots of stuff I want to do, lots of stuff I want to try to squeeze in here, and I just feel like I'm forever optimizing this space. Anyways, hope you enjoy this. It's going to be me kind of talking through what I'm doing. Watch along, and I hope you enjoy. So one of the things I really dislike about the way I've got my dust collector set up is just how far it sticks out from the wall. It takes up a lot of space, both kind of parallel to the wall and then perpendicular sticking out into the room. So my hope is that I can reconfigure it, twist the motor kind of impeller unit so it sits right above the cyclone, and then mount the filter at 90 degrees from where it's at so it can kind of hang down. And then I'm going to switch it over into this side of my shop here, move my clamp rack to where the CNC is currently. I love this dust collector. It does a fantastic job. The piping works really well. I don't know if I benefit from 5-inch piping or 6-inch piping, but I've got 4-inch PVC run everywhere, and it seems to work pretty good. But I could use a couple more drops, kind of reconfigure where some of the drops are. Like I said, it's an ever-evolving process here, trying to get everything squared away. But yeah, let's see how this goes. When I bought this dust collector, it was mounted on a cart, and I knew for sure right away I was going to take it apart and do this, so this is just kind of hoping I can just keep it moving forward and working better. I'm definitely getting a little bit stymied on the best way to do this, but I figure I'm just going to start taking a few things down, store the stuff out in the trailer for a bit, these clamps, and then just start piecing it back together. I think the size of the table I want for my CNC is about 64 inches wide by about 48 inches deep. It's kind of the minimum that CNC recommends, so I'll go with that. I think that should work, but I want it to be in a spot where I can tile full sheets through. I'm going to build a table for it that's the same height as my outfeed table and table saw, so I can kind of push it together and use all that. But small space, big challenges. Jay Bates has a CNC cart that he made for I think he said a friend of his for Onefinity Journeyman, so about the same size as this, I think, maybe a little bit smaller. Yeah, no, it's the 48 by 32. Anyways, his cart's amazing. I don't think it'll quite work for what I want to do, and I want to incorporate a couple more things, like I mentioned about the Vortex. So I want to be able to just drop the Vortex into a recessed spot and kind of use their predetermined mounting holes. And I want the vertical clamping that he has so I can do dovetails and kind of CNC on the edge of pieces. But that's kind of my plan, is to design and build something similar to that based on what he's done for inspiration, because it's very cool. These clamp racks are from Lee Valley. They're made out of Baltic birch. They sell them as a kit for I think about 30 bucks, and they're hard to beat. They just pop right up. Clearly I mounted this backing sheet of plywood crooked when I moved them over here and put the CNC up, but I knew it was kind of a temporary setup, so well, we'll fix that now. So I'm trying to figure out the orientation that I want for this. I might just have to sell my drill press. I really don't want to do that, but I just don't know how to make it fit. I know when I did my shop tour, I said I might sell it, and I held off. I've used it a few times. It's not like a critical piece, but geez, it sure is nice. Maybe I can just move that to the front of the shop, and I don't know, figure something out there. So if I leave the dust collector here, I know from the panel I need about 64 inches, so that clears, barely. Could just put this like, kind of like right here, move the motor over. And then looking at this from this angle, you know, it's pretty tight here, the 3D printer and the monitor. I might move the monitor onto the CNC cart because this is honestly a pain, but this might be quite a bit closer. So if we do it this way, then the CNC comes out like here, about 48 inches, kind of fits in here. It'll be on wheels, so I know it's not ideal to have the panel blocked, and it's probably not like super kosher, but I can still reach it, I can still open the door, I can wheel the cart out of the way. I'll try to be as steady as possible here, but you can see, so right here, across would be where it goes. I think the bandsaw could stay because it would fall short of the bandsaw. The bandsaw might have to scoot a little bit more over towards the assembly table. Then if I do need to tile sheets, I can just wheel the cart out this way towards the assembly table and just push the sheets across and have enough room. There's more than 8 feet between the assembly table and the wall, so that would be good. I think I might move the duct work up for this because right now I have it running across the ground. I don't know, I might leave it. I'll have to think about that. It's probably fine down there. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking now. But if I put the bandsaw there, I can still fit in here. Like, you know, it's squishy, but I can still work in here. The CNC will be gone. Maybe clamps up there. Maybe I'll move my chemicals, my finishes cabinet up there. Where did I put my tape? And then that gives me, from the wall, 6 feet to the edge of the, well, to the edge of this stupid fence, which I think I'm going to replace anyways because I hate it. But it gives me 6 feet in this space, which is 2 feet more than I need so I can get in here to do stuff. Vast majority of stuff I'm going to do isn't going to be tiled. So, man, I'm thinking this might work. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, when I put this up, I dropped it. So taking it down makes me a wee bit apprehensive. And I needed my wife to help me with it, but we'll see, she's not home. Piece of cake. Okay, now do we think I can lift this on by myself and twist it in? I don't know if we do. Seems scary. Let me think about this. Okay, well, I'm gonna try it, and we'll see what happens. Holy crap, I did not enjoy that. My arms are shaking. That was, whew. We're in. Now let's go from there. Keep moving. And this is, in fact, long enough so I don't have to cut another piece. Just like I planned it that way, but I didn't. Pure luck. If I was a gentleman, maybe. Honestly, I think dust collection is like the most complicated thing in a small shop. Everything else just seems to be manageable, sortable, but I just can't figure out a good dust collection system. I don't know, maybe this will be it. Really, I think I just need Harvey to send me one of their gyro cyclone thingies that I could build a table over. You know, Harvey, if you're watching this, could use one. Could use some help in a small shop here. But I don't think that's gonna happen. Oh man, my arms are still shaky. Okay, so dust collector's moved over. Let's see from, oh man. Okay, so we got 58 inches. That is not enough. And now we have 66 inches. That is enough. I don't know if it matters that there's this curve in this, if it should be straight up and down. I don't want to move this any farther over because of the light and everything. I need the space on this side. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if this matters, but I think it's going to be good. It's straighter than it was before, and that works pretty good, so we'll see. I'm just excited to have this up, and my arms can't stop shaking, but yeah, awesome. Okay, now it's time to pull some of this dust collection piping apart. I suppose this means I'm going to have to move my tracks. One thing I'm going to do, I talked about this in a previous video, is I printed off these dust clamps. I'll put a link to the website I bought the 3D print file from, but basically it's made for clamping 4-inch PVC pieces together. There's both offset and straight piece files. Has little wall mounts. You basically just buy a little bit of, I think it's metric M10 hardware, I don't know. It's all in the file you get. Put some weather stripping in, clamp it on tight, slide it in the wall, and you're all set. So I've printed off 8 of these, kind of got away from it. I'm going to print a whack more, and everything I do for this is going to be secured with these clamps. So watch along for that too. Previously, I just used silicone tape, and I think it works okay. I don't know. It's like, this just seems like a more elegant solution, and I hope it works pretty good. But I'll be able to reuse most of this piping here, and we'll just buy a couple fittings as I need. I find it's pretty challenging to know if your PVC is leaking or not at the seams. So you're supposed to come straight off for, I think, maybe 3 feet. If I do that, how will I secure it? Because this gets pretty flappy, and when I take the lid off the drum, it all just kind of hangs. And I prefer to have it tighter against the wall, but maybe I'll have to think about this. Because it would be kind of nice to have it come straight across. Then I don't have to really run any more drops. I have to buy one more glass gate, but that's fine. Okay, I think that should work, so I'll just attach this temporarily for now with some straps and get it vertical, and then I'll just run the flexi hose up, strap it up there, and then it can run down to the CNC. Well, I guess maybe gonna be going this way, but yeah, figure that out. Okay, now for now, I just think I'm gonna use these spare magnetic connectors I have. I'll probably find a better way to connect that up there more permanently. But for now, I am good with this. Just because everything's always moving, and this is a lot of changes to layout, and I think I'm gonna need to tweak things. We'll see how the CNC runs. I bought this hose, this 4-inch hose I'm gonna use from Busy Bee, and they said it's a super flexible one, good for CNCs, but man, this is a 10-foot hose, and it's really short, like compressed, so it's not, I don't know, maybe I'll just have to like drag it out, stretch it out a bit, but we'll see how this goes. There's no real reason to have this connected with these magnetic connectors other than I'm lacking some pieces to connect 4-inch PVC into flexi hose, but I can figure out what I need and print it. Pretty excited for this. This has been a little bit janky for a long time, so. And then I think I will maybe just hang this here, and then CNC can do its magic. Okay, so a couple things I want to do over here. First, I want to mount my lovely dust sentry. So we'll just get this. I had to replace this. I sure hope it works for longer than the last one. It's an awesome little thing with a big bin to know when it's full. Hopefully it works. The last one died after about 5 months, and they warrantied it for me. The sensor just stopped working, stopped doing really anything. And then we'll know in a few weeks, probably when this is full, because I just emptied it, whether or not it's working. Tidy those cables up in a bit. Leave that for now, that's good. So this is what I need to figure out. So This is the gasket for the interface between that filter piece I showed earlier and the motor impeller housing. So I need the filter piece to mount like this. So you see that clearly doesn't line up. So my thinking is I'm gonna cut 2 pieces on the CNC this shape, one to go this way and one to go this way, and then make them oversized squares, and then just throw maybe 4 or 6 bolts, silicone it together. So I should be able to bolt one onto here, one onto there, line them up through some bolts through, suck it together with some silicone in the middle, and I think that should work to adapt this. These are the bolts, so it'll have to go through 3/4 inch, so just recess it the thickness of the head, and can bolt through there, and then yeah, it should just give me a nice flat flush mating surface. So yeah, we'll give that a try. I only have enough bolts for half of this, so I'll have to go to Rona here and pick up a few more of these bolts, make that work. Okay, so I got this all cleaned up, just vacuumed it out real quick. I'm gonna use these old sawhorses, or new sawhorses, or whatever sawhorses I've got. Use this temporarily just to move the CNC to where I want it to be in the shop, while I decide exactly what I'm gonna build for a kind of a permanent cart for this. I find as I use things, I tend to, you know, either validate or disprove some of my ideas, my hypotheses, if you will. So we'll just see how this goes. I am gonna get my wife to help me move the CNC off the wall and put it down here, connect the dust collection, cut the adapters I need for up there, and then yeah, go from there. We'll see. These sawhorses come in handy quite a bit. They're just easily collapsible. They're super strong. They were a good buy many moons ago. I used to have like just wooden sawhorses, and I don't know, hard to store, live them outside, the weather destroys them. And then I had some cheap from Canadian Tire here, kind of like Harbor Freight, I guess. Just some real like cheap sawhorses that I used for a while. But they're super, super flimsy, so I didn't love that. So yeah, these are good and sturdy, so we'll see. Okay, so CNC's in its new temporary home. I think this is going to work well. I can still get into the panel. The permanent cart here will have casters, so just wheel it out of the way. I can use the bandsaw, no problem. I actually have more room than I think than I did before. So we'll see. Now it's time to get this set up. Cut the filter piece. I know I've been saying that for a few minutes, but that's next. Okay, so I cut these brackets out on the CNC. I cut the first ones. This is to connect the dust collector and like the opposite orientation to put the filter on. I cut these ones first to match the size of the head of the bolt, but then I realized that the socket doesn't fit, so I recut them, and the alignment was a little bit off, so I cut them a little bit bigger. Now I have to use washers, but I think it's all going to be good. I was thinking I would just silicone that on there, on this, between the 2 pieces of wood, but now I think I might use weather stripping. But I did get to thinking I should probably silicone in between the metal and the wood, so I'm just going to pop this off real quick and get that done. Also had to buy a little bit longer bolts to go through the thickness of the wood, but that was no problem. Just hopped over to Rona and got her done. This is gonna shrink like when I put this one on, it's gonna shrink the inlet size a little bit more than I thought, but it's still gonna be 6 inches square. I have 6-inch round hose or flexible hose between the Cyclone and the motor, and 4-inch leading into the Cyclone, so I don't think this is going to be the point of restriction, but you know, who knows. Really, this is just temporary till Harvey comes through for me, right Harvey? One day I might even build a proper size shop. It's like I get these big ambitious ideas that, oh, I'm going to do this and this and this and fix up my shop and make the most, be the small shop guy, but when you really get into it, it can be super frustrating, like just not a lot of space. Not too goopy of a mess. The tip is kind of packed solid with dried silicone, but whatever. do we think this is gonna work? I'm like 80% optimistic. There we go. Now I gotta clean out, mount the filter, put that on, and then fire it up, see if it works. Okay, well I think we can call that a win. Got the dust collector in a more condensed space here, kind of takes up less room. Have room here for the CNC table that I have to design and build and install all the CNC upgrades. Huge mess to work my way through and a bunch of stuff to put back, but suction seems the same, so I don't think there's any concerns from kind of the adapters I put in. I'll do a leak test at some point. I'll figure out how to do that and see if anything's leaking. And then all the piping here I put up for the CNC table isn't sealed. It's just all fit together. So I'll print off more of those fittings and buy the hardware for that. And then, yeah, I'll get that done and get it all sealed up. And the spindle that arrives Monday, Tuesday, I got 2 things coming from CNC. The 48, I guess 3 things. The 48-inch expansion kit for the long mill, 48-inch expansion for the Vortex, and then the spindle and dust boot. So the spindle kit comes with a dust boot that uses a 4-inch dust hose. So I've got that here. I just need to connect it all up and should be good to go. So yeah, steady improvements. We're kind of working away, getting a new home for everything. I don't know, it just feels like I'm always in this state of like, need this, where am I gonna put it? How am I gonna do it? Where's it gonna go? It's kind of evolving as the jobs come in. Like I mentioned earlier, I got a whole bunch of CNC jobs coming in and some that are gonna require some tiling. So have to get started on this new cart, get that done. Yeah, maybe I'll leave that for here for now. You don't need to watch me put away a bunch of tools and put some finish on this record player cabinet. But anyways, thanks for watching along to this, I'm sure, rambling long video of me working through some shop organization, shoptimization, if you will. And yeah, hope you enjoyed and have a great day.